What's up, everybody, and welcome in to the Backliners podcast. Aggro and BaRRaCCuDDa as per usual, but today we're joined by a very special friend of the pod, so to speak, Pandacat. Panda, thanks for taking some time out of the busy stream schedule to join the podcast. You're grinding those late night queues, my guy.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Content's content.
I saw I was tuning in a little bit last night, and you were kind of getting camped. You were getting ganked between towers by attack damage Jerry. It was a bit. I could tell that was not the only rough game of the night for you. Just if I had to guess, you know.
Yeah, that's a typical day that sometimes you have like really good games, and then sometimes you have games like that where like you get ganked between your towers. You live, obviously, you talk a little bit of smack. You know, you call them like a couple words.
Right.
You come back, and there they are again. It's like, well, no point in playing this one out.
Just a little bit unlucky. Just a little bit unlucky. I talked with BaRRaCCuDDa last week about some of the ADC nerfs. I do think it is only fair that I give you a chance to talk about how massive these 5% attack speed nerfs and how it completely destroys your class and how there's no point in playing any ADCs anymore. But we can talk about that in a little bit. I want to start by talking about the SPL this week. Panda, you guys played today up against Radiance, and you almost had the most colossal throw I've ever seen in my whole life in game number 1. You guys were up 10K at like 13 minutes. It was it was that big of a lead. Talk to me. Okay, so Benji steals fire. I'll bet you guys didn't care at all, right? Like, who cares? He just stole fire. Does not matter. Then Mike Hardince in mid alongside Ben, alongside Captain Twig. And then they go get gold and a tower off that, I think. Talk me through that game, because that must have been like, okay, boys, it's time to stop trolling.
Okay, so basically the whole game, it felt like a rank game, right? Like a bad rank game. You just got into a bad rank queue because like Cyclone's like literally running it down and dying for waves. Like I literally just killing him off cooldown.
You were like 4 levels up on him, man.
Yeah. I was just like literally in the comms, I'm like, dude, this is like a bad rank queue. And then we go to the fire, whatever. Sam's like, yeah, I think we could do it. And then we're like, yeah, we could do it. And then the Alma comes out of nowhere. We're like, oh, I'm just doing it. Like, I'm pretty sure it was the most like lax I've ever been there in SPL set. I probably said like 20 words the entire day. I was just like really chill for some reason. And like he steals it, and I'm just like, well, like whatever. Like it's gonna be another 10 minutes now instead of 5.
Right.
And then I'm like, all right, whatever. We lost fire. Just give me a second. Let me go back. Let me get Silver Branch. And then all of a sudden, like, yo, go in mid. I'm like, I'm not there. And then, like, one person dies, the next person dies, and they get a gold. Then they get a tower, and it's like, oh, snap. Like, we're kind of going to lose this game, huh? But, I mean, it's okay, you know. It adds to the fun factor of watching
a little drama.
Rather than, like, a 15-minute stomp, you get, like, a 30-minute game that's actually rather close, so.
Yeah, BaRRaCCuDDa, you were watching SPL today on stream. Is that right? What were you? Obviously, I was casting, so I couldn't be watching. Otherwise, I would be watching. You understand how it is. What were you saying during that game? Because I really thought you guys were. I was like tilted for you guys, and I don't root for any teams. It does not matter to me who wins. I just want like good games, and I was just getting tilted just watching. What were you thinking, BaRRaCCuDDa?
It felt like they were like half trolling, like both teams were half trolling, and it's just one of those games where like you can tell the pro players just aren't really giving it their all, you know. As Pcat said, you know, sometimes you're just lax in the game, sometimes you're just chilling, sometimes Cyclone's running it down the lane, you're getting free kills.
Hey.
Then you look down, you're 4 levels up, and it's like, we literally can't lose this game.
Yep.
And I don't know if he got experienced that mindset where it's like, I don't care what happens in this game, we're not going to lose it regardless. Like, we're this far ahead, like, no way we can lose. And then one thing happened after another. And then Aurora missed the crucial Kepri pluck in the last team fight, which would have one-shot PBM, I'm pretty sure, off of the pluck. And then they, like, did a terrible full commit to fire while, like, they're getting one shot on the backside. And it's just that game was just weird to watch, man. Like, both teams were just throwing.
Yeah.
And It was just so weird because like normally 2 late game goats, and then like both front lines are playing really weird
Dude,
and
the
missing
fights were
abilities.
everywhere. Like it was so
Yeah.
like I felt like it was hard to cast because the fights were just like so spread out and so random. I don't know, it was weird.
I think it was game 1 where PBM was like initiating by just walking at them as Hercules at their blue buff, like a
Yep.
late game fight. And then Sam and Fine are like late on the engage on their backside.
Yep.
I don't think Peacock or Twig had like an influence because he got one shot off of like Sunder and Kepri pool. And it's just like, that's your initiation? It's just walking at them.
Walking at them, baby.
Yeah, it was a weird game for sure.
Yeah, that one was a little bit weird. But Radiance do bounce back, and that's the first time. Game 2 is the first time that Radiance looked like how they normally look coming into this, because they've been on a really big slide. Obviously, you guys still end up pulling out the big dub here, PCAT, and stomp them game 3. But what you having just played against them this week? What do you think has been Radiance's big struggle up until this point? Like, why do you think they've been losing?
I think the people on that team must have like the mentals of like an 8-year-old or something. I mean, like with all due respect, like
Sure.
I've never seen like a team of professional players tilt that hard that fast and like in a professional setting, right? Like
Sure.
I don't know. I feel like when you're against somebody who's like level 9 and they're just like running it down, you're just like, it just feels like they're probably just giving up mentally, like very early. Like one thing goes wrong and they're just like, well, let's just move on to the next game or something, because that's
A little
just
bit
how
of go
it feels.
next.
I mean, like that's what it looks like from the observer's point of view, and on top of like playing against it today, it's just like I don't know. They just have to like kind of just like grow up. I don't know. It sounds so troll to say, but it kind of is the case, you know.
Listen, man. To borrow one from Scream, maybe are you saying that they need to get a grip? Is that what you're saying?
That's actually a good term. Good terminology there.
Classic
They need to get a
Scream.
grip.
Yeah, get a grip. BaRRa, what's your interpretation of the Radiant struggle as of late?
You know, I'm doing a little nicer than Peacock.
Why, dude?
We're not slow fakes out here. Come on.
Hey, he blazed the trail for you. No one would be mad at you for it.
You know, I kind of agree with what Biggie said in his interview, where I don't think they understand the meta too well, and I think that their shot calling has been really bad lately, in late game and kind of mid, early game-ish. They just seem to be just bad at random parts of the game. Like, it feels like all 5 players, or maybe Benji excluded, because I don't really see much of him like doing bad stuff. But I feel like they're just dying at random parts or taking weird fights. And then late game, like, you cannot do that fire giant like that.
Yeah.
There's no reason to full commit to EFG when there's 5 people in front of you, and like, hopefully we get it. Like, I mean, I've done that, and I know I shouldn't do that, and that's why.
Yeah, that was the SSG special last year. What do you mean, man?
Yeah, I can talk freely about what fires you should not be doing, and I just feel like, I mean, I kind of agree with Peacock, honestly, about their mentals.
Sure.
Like, sometimes it just seems like they're just not in it, or they're just forcing things because I don't know if they're angry.
Yeah.
Or tilted, or like what it is, which is like, even playing against them, like, why would they do that? Like, why force that? It just seems so random. And I don't know. I think they are going through a slump. I mean, Adapting has been tweeting a lot about like his own personal performance. I personally don't feel like Adapting has been playing that poorly, but I think his ceiling is so much higher than he's playing at right now that he's taking it very harshly individually, which is understandable.
Sure. He's won his whole carear, like, for the most
exactly.
part, right? So going through slumps is hard for them, for sure. It feels like a lot of top teams are slumping right now. Not like Sanguine just got a big win, but that's their first win in 4 sets. The bottom's been kind of rising up, and BaRRa, you guys have been a part of that. But you guys only had 1 game this week, right? And that was against United. A pretty close set there. Panda, I don't know if you watched it, but if you didn't, that's fine. But BaRRa, I want to get your interpretation of how that set went for you guys.
Game 1 was pretty good. I played really poorly individually, unfortunately. Game 1, I made a lot of bad relic usage, I had a few bad ults. But overall, draft into their draft was pretty good. I came out to pick some bans feeling good about that set, or good about that game, and then it was just really weird playing against their team because they're or against us, they were very objective oriented. Like, anytime Baskin rotated, they were forcing gold and forcing pyro and just forcing things on the map wherever he was. So it was kind of obvious that he was like their main shot caller because of every play was just centered around Baskin.
Yep.
And then game 2, our team fights on top of our draft were just terrible. Like, we had a healing backline and we kept full diving, and the team fights were just terrible for us. Like, so spread out every time. And me and Vin hated the way we were team fighting because we just weren't a part of the team fights. And also, their draft just beat our draft. Like, our backline picks into their front line were so trash. And it was just, like, our picks and bans were terrible. And then game 3, it just got even worse. And we didn't play to our strengths in the early game. That was probably the quickest game of the day for us because we just played our comp terribly game 3. I'm pretty sure that game was winnable, but we just played it awfully game 3.
Yeah, sometimes I thought that set was pretty close, but it just seems like United's just in that honeymoon phase right now, and I think that it really gives that team a huge boost. Not that you guys aren't, but I mean, adding 2 new players, moving Snoopy back to ADC, all of that kind of stuff, all of that kind of combined probably has their mentals feeling really good. Both of you guys are former teammates of Baskin's. How much from the outside looking in does it look like Baskin has done for that team? Panda, we can start with you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't really been able to watch many of the SPL sets because it kind of just lines up like right with practice time usually.
Sure.
But just from what I know of Baskin as a player, he's just a very confident player who kind of just like calls what he thinks is correct. And kind of when you're playing with Baskin, people probably know the caliber of player that he is. So you kind of just like, well, sure, man, let's do this gold, let's do this fire, let's push this, whatever it is, right? So I'm sure picking him up as much of a player boost as it is, it's probably just also like a good communications boost. I know Baskin's a very vocal player. He talks about what he wants to do, and he's very like pinpoint with his strategy. So I'm sure he's had a huge influence on that team. On top of that, they picked up like 2 friends kind of, where before they were kind of like weird spots with like genetics. Obviously they didn't know him very well, and like
right.
IJ, a big player they didn't know very well. I feel like now all 5 of them are as close as you can get. So I'm sure they've just been like synergizing much better and just playing much better together. So
yeah, definitely. BaRRa, do you think Baskin's made that big of a difference for that team? I mean, they were 0-10 and now they're 3-0 since making the pickup.
I think that team, regardless, just needed a mental reset. And I think picking up friends, as Picat said, is just the best way to do it. So it doesn't feel like, oh, I have to go to work today and scrim today, and we just lost 10 sets in a row. It's like, oh, we get to scrim with our friends today. And this isn't as bad because we're now winning games and now we're winning sets. And so when you're at the bottom and you start to win, everything is good. Like, they're going to go through such an amazing honeymoon phase right now that they might be like top 3, I would say, if they continue with their streak upwards, because right now they're playing really well. And also, I don't think many teams know how to play against their new style, so it's just kind of, I don't know, playing against them just felt like I wasn't playing against a normal SPL team.
Yeah.
It just felt really different, and
they're the boat gang, dude. They're last year's Armada squad in the minor league. It's literally all 4 members of Armada plus Heroin. Like they're just boat ganging on people. How do you compete?
Don't remind me of that.
Yeah, Panda knows all about the boat gang, man. That was a fearsome squad, though. I don't know if Hurry can execute the Erlong mid with Boots 2 double chalice start.
No. He's not built for that. He's not built like Meerkat. Meerkat just totally mentally strong. As Mask is pointing out, that was a different roster from the Armada that beat them. Yes, Mask was on the roster that beat Pandacat. Everyone knows, everyone remembers. It was Mask just completely owning. I'm sorry, Mask. Rat.
Yeah, Mask Rat.
Matt.
They didn't ban Mask Rat, man. What were they thinking? All right, real quick. Last week, Panda, I made fun of BaRRa because I don't think these ADC nerfs are going to change a whole lot of anything. It was 5% on Atalantas, 10% on Atalanta's passive, which is more relevant, and then 5% attack speed as well on Silver Branch. Can you be the one ADC with a brain, man? Can you be letting everyone know that these are not, like, ADCs are still OP and no one needs to worry about how underpowered they're going to be after this?
Okay, I definitely wouldn't say ADCs are OP.
Okay, man.
Okay, objectively speaking, the side lanes are the worst roles in the game.
Okay, man.
If your 3v3 is losing, you're losing. That's just how it is.
Well, yeah, it's more people.
Exactly, which means the role is just, it doesn't do anything.
Okay, man.
Like, dude, how many SPL sets have I won/lost with 0 impact in the game? I can
good amount.
It probably goes up to like 5 or 6 sets at this point. But I mean, the nerf probably aren't going to do anything. The only thing they're going to do is just reduce the effectiveness of Silver Branch on like non-steroid hunters and steroid hunters because you're just not going to attack speed cap as fast.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're still going to be probably as strong as you were, just a little weaker. But I doubt you're going to like be in a team fight, full build, and be like, oh my god, this 10%. Like,
I would have killed that guy.
Yeah, I need it back.
Do you think? Do either of you think the builds are going to massively change, or is there anything you guys are thinking about trying out on the new patch, or do you think that you'll be trying to stick to the same build and the same sort of steroid hunters?
I'd try to play on her, man. That jump's gonna be sick.
Dude, and Apollo. Those buffs are big, man.
I don't know about the Apollo. The issue with Apollo is that when you start channeling that ult, you can literally like run to the kitchen, grab a cup of coffee, to the bathroom, come back, and you'll just be taken off. That's the problem with Apollo. Not his dash.
You can go anywhere on the map after that, baby. The world is your oyster.
If you get in the sky, sure.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
Getting up there has been his issue. I mean, yeah, both reworks are definitely gonna feel like big quality of life changes, especially on her, because I don't know how many abilities just cancel his jump over and over again. It just makes you not want to play that character.
So many.
Roar 20 times in a row. Like, Terra 2? Holy, dude, Terra 2, I've been like hit by so many Terra 2s midair, it's just like, I'm just never playing Terra 2. So,
how fast would they make the jump?
I think it's like over half, like over like 50% faster. I don't know. I haven't gotten a chance to test it at all.
It's actually going to be big for the like all-in gauge as well. Like when you're getting jumped on.
Yeah.
Is it jump speed or just takeoff?
It is the pre and post fire. I think is faster. So that whole animation is smooth. I don't think the animation itself is any faster, if I remember correctly. How far or how fast he travels, but he gets off the ground like more than 50% faster. I'm pretty sure.
That's actually insane.
Which is going to be a big deal. You actually get to like react to stuff with on-hit, which is something that you really never could before. Okay, here's what I wanted to talk about. Our main topic tonight. This was suggested by someone on Twitter. I forget who it was, so I apologize. But there have been a lot of iconic ranked players throughout the years. People who have really taken over the queues. Legendary names, Smurfs included, of course. And with Panda playing as much ranked as he is, I mean, he's getting a full dose of attack damage Jerry every single night. Double dose even at times. Maybe even Frank gets it at the exact same time, which has also been tearing up the rank streets from what I can tell. When you think of the most iconic ranked players in Smite's history, who are some of the first names that come to mind for you guys?
Dark Black.
Oh yeah.
He's on my list.
That's the first name I think of.
No boots.
No boots, Frostbound, Rush, Arachne with the old.
Yep.
I wasn't even like too high in ranked at the time, but I remember watching every stream. I think I used to watch BaRRa as well, just back in the days. Like you'd get the Dark Black Q and he'd be like, well, all right, well, this guy's gonna beat really hard or like just pop off.
I remember when I got my first Dark Black Q. I remember when I got in it. And I was like, yes. And then I realized he was on my team, and I was like, wait a minute. And then we did lose that game. But that was like, I made it, you know? Like, I was in the no boots queue. That was big
fair, for me. He was the meta inventor. Because if you remember, shortly after everyone flamed him for not going boots, they, like, buffed the hammers, and they buffed, like, what was it, like, the old hammer that used to give you power for prots or whatever.
That was old Runeforge.
Yeah, it was that meta, and then everyone was rushing hammers and stuff, and everyone was doing the dark black method. And it was so troll because everyone was hating on him, but he was just well ahead of his time. What can I say?
He built the weirdest
Genius.
builds and built all the items that people never normally built.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
remember them anymore because the items were so old, but literally every item no one built, he built it. I
Yep.
don't know if he built it to just be different or if he just wanted to be special. I don't know. He wasn't even like that bad of a player sometimes. He would just everyone flamed him because his builds were not meta, his god picks were not meta, and he would just run it down.
Mike is saying Midgardian Scotty in the chat. Was that a Dirk Black special? Is that do you
That
guys
was my
recall that?
special.
That
What?
was a PCAT special.
That was your
That's my
special. What?
Yeah, that's not. Third item, Midgard Scotty was the best iteration of Scotty there was available.
So wasn't it the beginning of this year that everyone was like building Sov on ADC? Like wasn't Cyclone building Sov on ADCs? That
Yeah.
were you like, come on, man, I've already invented this?
No, I didn't really comment on the soft build. I didn't think it was that great, so I'm gonna take credit for the things that are good. Not
Oh, okay, yeah. That one's all Cyclones.
if it was popping with top, oh, that's me.
Defense
But,
third has always been the max thing, until it's good, at least.
It used to be trans boots, like Midgard, Titan's Bane, Wingblade. Imagine killing Scotty with that build.
Can't do it.
Imagine being able to do damage in this current era with that build.
Nowadays, yeah. But that was like busted Scotty. That was like pre all the changes and like everything was super broken. Like
Your dog hit for like 130% of your power or something like that.
yeah.
Oh, thank God that god's not in the meta anymore. You two are Scotty abusers, man. I know that I'm alone in my Scotty hatred, but I am so glad that god is not in the meta and
I
hasn't
love that
been,
character.
and hopefully never will be again. BaRRa, who were some of the first names that you came up with for iconic ranked players?
My next one was Dirty Bubble.
Of course. Yep.
And the man literally defined an entire meta. Of
Now,
rank.
hold on. I have, because I talked to some of the boys before this about some iconic ranked players, including, I should have led with this. I'm gonna uncover some Smurfs later on in this show, allowed. By the yeah. So this is a big podcast. I should have teased that, man. What am I doing? Anyways, that's gonna be a big part of it. Meerkat claims that Bickham was the one who really started the Dirty Bubble meta. That's what he claims. That then Mirage kind of took it into the jungle, but Tank Mage Solos was a Bickham special back in the day. And that's his claim. Mike is corroborating in the chat. He says Dirty Bubble meta was because of Bickham and Mirk. So, I'm just saying.
Can you prove it?
Yeah, can you prove it?
What proof do you guys
You could
want
also
to see?
say Dark Black or whatever his name was built Hades solo tank and therefore
Okay, well,
brought
Hades is a little
made tank
different.
solos into the game.
Okay,
Sure.
I mean, let's go. I'm talking like tank Opwash every game, you know? Like,
Okay.
that was Bickham.
I literally only remember Dirty Bubble doing that.
Really?
I think I remember Bickham doing it sometimes, but it's like when you say a joke and then nobody laughs and somebody says it. And then
Dirty
they
Bubble
laugh
to
at
said
other
the
guy.
joke louder.
Yeah. Dirty Bubble. He probably just like changed the joke a little bit, so he got everyone laughing. But
Right. Hey,
the
listen.
originator might have been Bickham.
I think that's fair. Look, I'm not calling it the Dirty Bubble meta. I'm just saying that apparently Bickham and Mirk deserve some sort of credit for that whole thing starting off. I'm surprised none of you guys have said Mask quite yet. Mask is like,
Well, we're 2 names in.
okay, dude,
Yeah,
I think
he
Mask
was
might be
too.
the number 1 NA ranked player of all time, man. He was legendary back in the day. He was ruining queues left and right because he was just jungle diffing everyone because jungle is so OP.
Yeah. There was a
Thank you for
time.
reminding me.
There definitely was a time.
Also, he did want me to mention that he was ruining queues by jungle diffing more recently than you guys might have realized. Smurf reveal number 1 on the podcast. Mask also ran queues under the tag Glitter Spitter just a few years ago.
I knew that one.
Oh, BaRRa knew that
Winter Spitter. What?
Yeah,
Dude,
I
he
don't know
was-
the hard names.
He was
Seen games. I literally never played against any in my life.
that's tough for you,
Glitter
man. Or
Spitter.
maybe it's good because
That's good for
he was popping off under that tag for sure.
I know a couple of Mask Smurf names. There's Iced Out Cameo is a good one.
Again, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but ISO Camry's a good name.
I'm out in all the Smurfs, dude.
Whoa. I got permission to out Smurfs here, Panda. I just want to make sure that you get permission too, because this is not what this podcast is going to become.
What are they going to do?
What
are they going to do? Snipe me? Whoa. Like, it's not like I don't get sniped anywhere, like camped anyways. Like,
fair enough.
Whatever,
fair enough. All right, Panda. Who are some other iconic players that come to mind?
Iconic rank players. I mean, I'm sure Dragon is going to be mentioned on this list, right? Dragon Story.
Oh yeah. I was like, what are you saying, man?
That's
I was literally like, I don't recognize this name at all. Yeah, DS1.
DS1 is getting pretty iconic nowadays.
100%. 100%. If only for playstyle alone, right? Like, DS1's playstyle, it used to be that he was a Loki one trick, but now it's just the playstyle. It's refusing to fight in lane at all for any reason whatsoever. He plays every character like they're Loki. I watched this man play Scylla, put his 3 in the jungle before he walked into lane, walk up, crush the wave for half his HP, and then 3 into the jungle away so that no one could hit him. Like,
no risks, dude. Not taking any risks.
Solo laner is like, that lane is already so boring, man. How does he find a way to make it even more boring? I just don't understand. Like, what's the point?
I mean, I enjoy the Loki playstyle, so I respect DS1.
What?
Wait, what?
What?
Dude,
say that again.
I mean, if I was a ranked player, I would play Loki every game. The playstyle is just fun. Getting able to ruin 9 people's games has to be enjoyable.
You're a griefer.
Yeah,
so you're griefing is what you're saying.
Yeah. I would split push every game.
Oh my god, BaRRa.
I'm sorry.
Pandacat, are you going to be free roughly every Sunday from here until the end of the SPL at 8 p.m.? Because
I'll make sure.
I might need to replace my ADC here, man.
I can't believe you said that. I wasn't expecting that from you.
Yeah, that's disgusting, man.
I thought you're going to go with, like, I appreciate the playstyle, but I never thought you'd say.
Yeah, not that.
I would do that myself.
Yeah.
I used to snipe the Smite game streamers and ruin their games. Like, back when Drybear, like...
Really? BaRRa,
yeah.
you bad boy.
I would queue
The
into...
golden child of Smite used to snipe?
I queued
What?
into the Saul game, focusing the entire time, and he was just raging the entire time on screen. It would like be me, Sawzig, Boosh, and like Heater and all those boys.
Oh boy.
And we would just get a Dolby Axe on and just snipe whoever was on Smite game.
Dude, I miss the Dolby days. I do. That was a good voice program. I love Dolby. Were you playing under the BaRRaCCuDDa tag, or did you have a Smurf in which to grief?
Yep.
Okay.
No, I was unknown back then, so I was just BaRRaCCuDDa.
You were just dude. I wonder if Drybear was like, "Oh, BaRRaCCuDDa on Vicious and Delicious. This guy sucks. He snipes my assault queues and feeds." Like,
it was before that era. I think it was right before I got known. I don't know. It was just the most fun you could do. I like snipe Lass and I can't remember who else streamed on Smite game, but it was literally whoever streamed. Like, oh yeah, Chirby streamed Smite game.
Did he? He streamed a lot of Smite, but I don't know if he was on the channel. Like, it was like S and
Smite game, but yeah.
It was like SNK and like Trendkill and those guys. Oh, wow. I think they were mostly on the channel, but I don't really remember. Okay, so on the topic of Loki, who has there is a correct answer to this. Who has the most iconic ranked Loki of all time? Is it...
Okay.
You're literally warming up Meerkat, aren't you?
Of course I am. Of course I am. It's obviously Meerkat, but let me give you the options first, all right? Let me give you the options. You got DS1, you got Meerkat if you want to be right. You've got T-Souls, who the Loki one trick. There was one more, right?
Professor Loki?
Professor Loki, T2, T4, yep. All of those guys were Loki one tricks, and this is really just me saying Meerkat was the best out of all of them. Because he was the only battle Loki, man. He would get in there. He wouldn't just split push every game.
If there's a Loki on my team, I don't want him to be battle Loki.
What do you mean?
That's the incorrect way to play Loki. You should literally just go split push.
Unless you're Meerkat. Did you guys see the dominant performance Meerkat put in at the NA whatever collegiate championships where he picked Loki? Yeah, I don't remember what they're called. I don't remember what they're called, dude.
You're gassing him up and you're calling the tournament whatever.
Listen, man.
NA whatever tournament.
He's a collegiate champ. That's all I need.
Whatever at.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. Ryder. Keep going.
What?
To be honest,
Go ahead,
you
Pete.
know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Okay, I never knew how bad some Loki one tricks are. Like,
We still
like,
talking
you could
Meerkat
tell-
here or
you could
what?
tell the skill difference. Well, Meerkat doesn't stream Loki gameplay, but like,
That's true.
or even I didn't really play against much Meerkat Loki, thankfully, in ranked. I think I just wasn't
He's
queuing
moved.
at the time.
He's moved on past that. You know,
Yeah.
he's improved as a person.
But I feel like DS1's kind of been tutoring us this whole time. Because like when you play against like the other Lokis, it's like marginally worse. And I'm not even kidding. Like I played against T-Souls and like Professor Loki on Loki, and it's just like way, way, way easier to play against him. And it's like I never even knew how like intricate that kit gets to where like you could tell the difference between like a really good Loki and like a supposedly good Loki.
Mm-hmm.
So
man, I'm
a Loki main.
Yeah, little fact right there.
There you go. I'm sure DS is going to very much appreciate that gas. At this point, DS is definitely the best. He's definitely the best Loki player now. I'm just saying, Meerkat at the peak. You know, we got to give credit where it's due. He was.
I think it's still DS1.
Okay, you guys are all right. That's fine. You guys can be wrong. It doesn't matter if you guys are wrong.
He's a hard second though, for sure.
Okay, all right.
I think he's third, but you know.
Well, it was like stealth summer split was what he called it, where he would just play Morrigan Loki every single game and just like be impossible to play against. Man, it was just I hated those days because I had to play because I was hitting Qs and I would get Meerkat Loki and he would just focus me and it did not feel good. Okay, BaRRa, you got anyone else on your list? Because I've got some still, but we can go to you.
Well, I wanted to ask you guys. I couldn't remember their name. I still have more on my list, but I couldn't remember their name. But it was a name in full caps, and all they did was spam ranked.
Was it the L's?
No, it was like. I wanted to ask Zap because I know he was in Zap's games a lot, but it wasn't iconic for being good. It was iconic for being like a really bad player.
Was it a word in all caps, or was literally just like?
I want to say it was like 12 or 13 letters long, and I think it was like 2 words. But they queued so much ranked. I think it was like season 4, season 5. But we'll come back to them. Hopefully, someone in chat. Pickinator. That was it.
Pickinator. Dude, Pickinator. What happened to that guy? How did he drop out of the queues, huh?
I have no idea. Dude, his era of just feeding in everyone's ranked games was awful.
Yeah.
That was terrible. But next one, full penetration for me.
That's a throwback. The on her guy.
Yep. Played on her literally every game. And then I have another one of Apper.
Yep.
Apper just deserves... Every time you talk about ranked, Apper deserves to be talked about. And then
dude, I will say, hold on, before you move on from Apper.
Yeah,
first of all, obviously jungle is the most important role in ranked, and it literally is not close. Okay?
Yeah.
Apper, if I had to win a ranked game against a bunch of like gold players for my life, I would first draft Apper. Like, if my whole family's life depended on winning a ranked game against gold players, Apper would be my number 1 selection. Baskin would be number 2. Because Apper just knew how to murder noobs with a Willix. Like, that dude was the best noob killer I have ever seen. Like, no one could ever beat that guy if he got a Willix, and they were a bunch of noobs. It just wasn't possible. Iconic.
I would pick him to play like against top ranked players because at his peak he was destroying literally pro junglers on a Willix.
And then he got a Willix band and then what?
No, then he goes to Sano.
Yep.
Oh, the Thanatos, I remember.
Yep.
I remember that one.
And next one for me, and then I'll let you go, is Wolfie 2032.
Oh, of course. I also remember my first game. I remember my first game that I got in with Wolfie. I think it was season 2. I got in a game with Lass, Zap, and Wolfie. But Lass and Zap were on my team. This was Curse Voice peak. By the way, Curse Voice was the best. Curse. Okay. So I'm a complete noob. I have no idea what I'm doing. I get off-rolled into solo lane. And Wolfie 2032 is playing Hunbat solo against me. And he like solos me like 3 times. And Zap and Lass are just raging at me the entire time in Curse Voice. And I couldn't even be upset because I was inting. And we lost that game because I got rolled by 2032's Hunbat solo. I've lived with that ever since, guys.
That's rough.
Fun fact about Wolfie, he actually kept me, he gatekept me, I guess, out of the SPL.
Really?
He beat me in SML relegations. by going crit Uller and like farming my team. It was like back when I played with like a Duro and like the good old days. Yeah, dude. That man's crit Uller is never gonna be forgotten. It was really like it was like Team Flex at the time. It was like him, Last, Maddie, and like a couple other people, but he literally just like hard carry. That's what I remember Wolfie for. But yeah, Wolfie kind of is a ranked menace, huh?
Yep. He's been there for years, dude. The Wolfie, the 2032 hell, when he starts pulling the hell out, you know he's lost a lot of games. You know, like he upset at that point.
Oh, wait, one more. Are we allowed to drop Zap here?
Of course.
Okay, because
Zap's an iconic ranked player.
Exactly. ZQ's been around since like season 1. Season 0, people have been sniping those since Smite came out. And I feel like Zap deserves to be dropped in the name
crowned
of ranked players.
Agreed.
Sorry, you can go.
I've always said if I tune into a Zap stream, which I will I will at least turn on Zap stream almost every night that he's streaming because it's on the off chance you get a drunk Zap stream, you're set for the rest of the evening. Like there's no point in tuning into anyone else, dude. Drunk Steve streams, wow, just a work of art. I do have Sino a while ago made a ranked all-star tier list for NA. And neither of you have mentioned anyone. Hold on, let's see here. Neither of you have mentioned anyone above C tier, which I find interesting. The Dirty Bubble Season 2 is in Sino's C tier alongside Wowie Season 3 and Met Yankee Season 1. Met was a multi-role all-star back in the day.
I love Met.
How could you not love Met, dude? I love that guy.
His personality, every time you got him in your rank game, like if he was on your team, you just knew regardless of what happened, you were going to have a good time.
Yep.
And just
he was vibing. He was BaRRa.
Every time I got in the game, I would just laugh.
Oh, okay. Well, he left, but you lagged, but we are back, so we're good to go.
Yeah, we heard what you said.
Yeah, we heard
part of it.
We heard the last part. Here is the S+ tier. Here's the S+ tier. Sino has Mask Season 0, Season 1 in S+, and UG Season 4 as an S+ tier ranked player. Thoughts on that?
Season 4?
Yeah, Season 4.
What about we're missing Homie F8, Season 2, Season 3.
Yep, you're missing Homie F8.
Homie used to dominate the queues, man. I remember those days.
Yep. Homie was a ranked queue dominator. We also didn't mention Pagon, by the way. Like, Pagon has been a ranked monster. It's only been, like, last year and this year, but, like, he been dominating.
I just realized it was ranked all-stars. I've just been naming people I remember in ranked.
I think me and BaRRa are just naming like iconic ranked players.
That's fair.
Good ranked players. Like,
I don't think
like people who you see all the time.
No, I think that fits very nicely. Those are going to be on the All-Star team. You know, that's what All-Stars are, just popularity contests for the most part. He's definitely all those definitely deserve to be on there. So the S+ tier is only UG and Mask. Then the S tier is Paul Season 5, Mollusk Season 5. The Paul Mollusk duo queue was pretty big. The Sinosure CV Season 2 duo queue is in the S tier, and then Awesome Jake Season 4 in particular. But Awesome that was his solo days, if I remember correctly. When he was awesome ganking mid lane Osiris level 1. Thoughts on that S tier? You guys in agreement there?
Jake deserves S tier for like Season 4 through Season 6 because there was a ranked game I watched with PCAT where he was Ares and blinked into the first wave. And
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then proceeded to die 3 more times, and I was dying laughing while you were raging. So
yeah, Jake's been better recently, but yeah, Jake was definitely on my bad side for a while.
Well, he got a talking to, so
I warned to stop feeding.
Thank God. Okay, that night that BaRRa's talked about, it wasn't even a fun night, dude. I was really raging because he picked Kali support, went full damage, inted, and then like the game after that did the same thing, like picked some random character, inted, and Yeah, Obo Rat. We're like 0-15. And then the game after that, I think I get like an Artemis request or something, and he goes Ares, and I'm like, I think I told him in the lobby, like, just please don't feed this game. I take it seriously. And he like blinks on the first wave, gets like slowed by Terra or Yamoja and killed. And I'm like, okay, I just don't want to play this game anymore.
Listen, man.
It was quite the night.
Was that the night, BaRRa, you and I watched a VOD of Jake trying to solo end as Guan Yu? Was that same? Like, the Titan was like 80% health.
Dude, I was in that Guan game, dude. I was in that Guan game. He literally like horsed into Titan room and like hit it 3 times. And like heal and dashed out of the room. And I was like, what like, how is this allowed?
I love Jake.
Listen,
he's definitely gotten marginally better as a teammate. So
yes, he is definitely improved. Some other ones notable on the list here. Then I've got some more that I wanna hit on for sure. Solo Patrol Season 6 definitely deserves a shout out. Sam for Soccer, and we'll get into this one a little bit later. Sam has been a ranked all-star for a while, but Season 4 is where Sino has him listed as his peak ranked season. Which is probably fair. Meerkat Season 5, Incon Season 0, and Jaja Season 0. I remember Jaja's games.
Jaja.
Yeah, he renamed to Dr. J after a while, but he was like an Ares one trick. Who was also a very bad person, for the record. He was very toxic and no fun to play with at all.
He liked me, but he would donate me with like messages that were completely against Twitch TOS, and I would freak out every time. I'm like, I would try to like scramble to like my Streamlabs or whatever I had open at the time and try to close the donation message as quick as possible because I just saw the words. I was like, no. But yeah, not a good person, but good at Smite.
Yeah, he was good at Ares for sure. Okay. Someone we have to talk about Baskin in ranked because he is kind of an entity upon himself, if you ask me. I think there is no worse Smurfer on the whole planet than Baskin Robbins because he cannot not do Baskin stuff for one single game. And what I mean by that is he can't not try to mechanically outplay everyone while simultaneously doing dumb stuff, right? It's not like he's going to try hard every game because Lord knows he won't. But he will be doing some things that only Baskin would try to do. And I feel like it is so easy to detect Baskin Smurfs. My recent one of my recent favorite ones, I don't know if it was this year or last year, but when he was a Wukong one trick and his Smurf name was Bird Form Only, and he would literally just bird form in team fights. That's all he would do. He would only use the bird. Baskin, as he put it, Baskin can do it all on the Smurf game. He can role play. He had the best names. He kind of did it all, and I think he deserves some credit for that.
I think the best Baskin Smurf name that I can remember is not Baskin or not. Not. It was like one of the. It was like
it was not Baskin.
Not Baskin, and like not Baskin.
Yep.
And I was like, yo, he had a name where he had Baskin with a character first. He had like Baskin with like a character A, and then a lot of people were like Baskin, like whoever you are, you're not allowed to impersonate. He's like, what do you mean? And then he switched it to like not Baskin and like just played like random gods and like trolled or fed, and then some games popped off. And it was really hard to tell whether it was him or not. But then after like a while, I was like, this is definitely Baskin. So,
my favorite part, so a lot of times everyone will just be on like sitting in our Discord and like queuing ranked. And Baskin loves playing one game on a Smurf with everyone and then instantly changing his name and being like, man, you guys are never going to know it's me. I'm not hitting this next queue, but trust me, whenever I hit my queue next, like you'll never know it's me. And then they'll get into lobby and it'll just be like, not Baskin is the top elo. And they'll go, so this is obviously you, right? And he goes, what? No, it's not me. And it's just so funny. He also recently had 2 different variations of Scream with 5 M's, but different characters on like the M's. He had 2 different
R
Smurfs.
one of the times.
Yeah, like
it was like Scream MMRNMM. And he'd play like Apollo support every game, and I was like, okay, this is definitely Baskin.
Meerkat told me one time they were scrimming, and he scrimmed on one of the Scream accounts the first game, and then said, hey, I'm going to switch back. I'm going to switch real quick in between games, and then just got on his other Scream account instead of switching to his main, which is a very funny bit. Yeah, Baskin Smurfs, I feel like, are always some of the easiest to detect. I also feel like Sam has some of the easiest Smurfs to detect if you know how Sam likes to type. Because Sam, the way Sam types is very unique. But one of his most iconic Smurfs, I don't know if it was ever uncovered until right now. Do you guys remember the fearsome, last year, the fearsome Sugma Ligma duo?
Yeah, I knew that was them.
I thought that was Sam and Snoopy.
It was Sam and Snoopy.
Yeah, Sam too.
Sam and Snoopy. There you go. You knew.
I'm a genius.
You're a genius, huh?
Cool.
We both
Look at how proud he is. Look at BaRRaCC grinning over there, dude. Look at him. What is that?
I mean, I'm pretty sure like all the pros do that Smurf.
Yeah, I knew about it. Like,
no, that is
like
not
3
true
days
because Zeros, who was doing desk work for us, would always come in and he would go, "Who is Sugma?" He always ask. He'd be like watching a stream in the green room, be like, "Who is Sugma?" And I thought it was literally the funniest thing I'd ever heard. Every single day, he really needed to know, and he got there eventually. But it was a little bit of time before that came out. Yeah, Snoopy as well. Definitely, dude. Snoopy showed, because we were talking about this earlier. Snoopy showed how many ranked games he has on his account, and it's like 7,000 ranked games played, which is excuse me, on his main account 9.3 thousand ranked games, which is crazy.
a lot.
For context, Mask has 4.5k, so he has double Mask's ranked games. And Mask is slamming Qs.
Wait, what's like the average number of like?
I have no
like,
idea.
I kind of want to go open my Smite account and check. Like,
do it
how
right
many
now.
rankings I have.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Let's go check.
I'll fill a little bit. You know, that's what I'm here for. That's no
I
problem.
bet I'm anywhere from like probably like 3,000, maybe. I don't know.
It just depends on how much we would be scrimming.
Yeah, I mean there was a big period of Smite where I just never Q ranked at all, and just like got on, scrimmed them, and got off. And shit.
Yeah, I feel like you weren't a big ranked player in like through what, like season 4, season 5. Like I don't remember you playing a whole lot of ranked those days, Panda.
Yeah, I mean it was like right after season 4, like after Worlds, I didn't Q for like a while, and then season 4 I really didn't play at all, and then season 5 I didn't play much either. It was like when I swapped to mid I started playing more, but before that I basically never played.
Yeah.
I just never found it that fun. All right, match. Wait, where do you even check this? Accolades?
Yeah, I believe it'll be under accolades. I don't know. I only got a little screenshot. It looks like one of the little. I don't know how to describe it.
Matches. Oh, matches. Here it is.
5.6k for me.
5.6.
3.9. That's how much.
Well, you said, you kind of had a little bit of a down period. Chad is asking how many Zap has, and I think that's a fantastic question. Zap's been the ranked guy.
I want to see if Wolfie, Mogao, or Zap has the most.
Mogao, you think, huh?
Honestly, it's probably Wolfie. Dude, when I didn't Q ranked and I used to like check leaderboards, just like see like, oh, who's been doing well. You know, like I'd say like games played, like won and lost.
Yeah.
And I'd have like 30 games won, 28 games lost or something, and like you'd scroll over Wolfie 2032 and it'd be like 700 games won. 700 games lost. I was like, bro, you have played the same amount of rank this split as I've played in like 3 years of Smite. Or something like that. Like, it was insane.
Beast.
So I would actually probably argue that it could be. It probably could be Zap as well, though.
Sam says he's at 5.6k, and then he says it's kind of nuts. I'm like tied with BaRRaCC, and Sam started season 2. Gotta step your game up a little bit, BaRRaCC. You gotta be slamming some more kills, bro.
I will say once you reach pro level and you start to get those sniped games, and ranked becomes not so fun anymore, and I'm sure if PCAT continues to stream a lot, he will reach this mental state of, I don't want to play ADC anymore.
I'm halfway there.
There's
The
a
thing is,
few.
you kind of queued at the worst times though. Like you were prime snipe time, right? Like
Oh, thank
I
you.
stream like 10 to like 3 in the morning. Like
I feel like that's kind of
I-
prime snipe time too,
but
though, Panda.
it's like to snipe on a Smurf at that time. It's much easier to like kind of fish out who's who.
Sure.
Whereas like during the day, there's like probably like 20x amount of people playing. So like you literally don't know who's like some random rank player, some SPL player, just like some random dude. Like it's very hard to tell. But like at night, if I randomly have some dude in my lobby who's like just popping off game after game, and it's like, well, your options are pretty limited to like 20 different people, I'd say. And then like based on role and stuff, it's way easier to understand. Like, oh, this guy's obviously X or whatever. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
It's kind of the way it goes. But yeah, I think obviously we don't have anyone from EU on the show, so I'm sure there are some EU iconic ranked players that we're missing.
Johnny?
But Johnny, of course. I don't know how much if he like dominates ranked, but I assume with how he dominates like minor league.
I swear there's two players that every European person I've ever talked to are like so praised. It's like Baskin level.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Johnny and Dardes. Those two people, dude, if you talk to any European player, they're like just the GOATs. Like not beatable, like best players on the planet, just haven't gotten the right opportunity or whatever. And I think Dardes is really good. I haven't played against Johnny or watched him much, but if I've played with so many European people, and I'm like, they're just like, dude, if Johnny was in these queues, he would be beating everyone. I'm like, I've never even seen Johnny play a game of Smite. Like, how is he this good?
He plays
like,
nothing but late game assassins. He only plays like Kali, Ao Kwang, and like a little bit of Baka. But he just slams auto attack assassins, and he's just good at killing the worst player on your team over and over and over again. And he's gotten a lot better at a competitive level for sure. He's definitely a talented player. I personally do not think his playstyle would work at the SPL, but maybe it could. I don't know. It just probably take some time to adjust.
Is he on the #1 European team?
Yes, yeah, he's on Belt Slap. Yeah, he's kind of the beast.
I've heard so much about them lately. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
We'll keep talking about like how insane they are. And how good
Undermined in chat says if Smite Guru is right, it shows 7,200 ranked matches in season 3 only for Wolfie.
No way.
That is like not possible, man. So Forsby in chat says Wolfie 2032 has 16,000 ranked games. That has got to be the most in the whole game, man. That has got. If that is true, if that number is accurate, I don't know. Apparently not, because people are trying to do it. Oh, that's up to season 3. Okay, that makes way more sense. So, up to season 3, or from season 3 onwards, I think is what chat is meaning to say. It's 7,200 because they don't have stats from pre-season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mirk, you think that Meerkat says he might have more on all of his accounts? I find that hard to believe.
Dude, I know Meerkat plays a lot of rank, but Wolfie streams like every single day, like 8 hours a day, nonstop rank queues.
Yeah,
like,
he took a break for a little bit from Smite.
He took a break, but dude, I used to see him every day with the same title, like Graveyard Shift, just hitting like 2 to 10 a.m. rank queues, like every single day. Like, I was just like, good for you, man. Your mental is insane.
He was literally the reason Smite ranked queues got changed because of so many people sniping him during the night.
Yep.
I can't remember what the change was exactly, but I was really angry about it because it was really bad for us. I think it was during the like 1730, 1830 queues or whatever.
Yep.
Something happened and I was really mad. I was like, dude, you're queuing at literally the worst time. Everyone's asleep. There's like 20 people in your elo queuing. You're going to get sniped. Like, that's just what it is.
It's the way it's going to be.
Also, I'm on his account and it does say here 16,000. So
that is
it's a lot of games,
insane, bro. That is actually nuts. I can't believe
I'm on
that.
Top's account too. 14,000.
Wolfie's got him beat.
Wolfie's
Mogao 7,000.
7,000, not even close.
Wow, I thought it was a grinder.
I mean, 7,000's a lot. Don't get me wrong, but that is not even close. Can you look up Meerkat's main at the very least, Panda? I don't know if it's probably. It's probably
unavailable.
Unlucky.
Is there any way to track like scrim timed? Like, do you guys have that?
Probably like internally, but I don't think there's an external way. Meerkat says 7.3K on his main. Bro, there is no way. Wolfie wins. All right, there you have it,
Think of
folks.
Another 9,000 ranked games on all
The
y'all.
2032, the most iconic ranked player of all time with 16,000 ranked games.
What about Last? Is Last's profile blocked? Last played a lot of ranked as well.
Last has definitely played a lot of ranked, but he
Last is 6,000.
6,000.
Check the pickler. I actually don't know what his name is because he keeps on Smurfs.
I think it's just Matty Pocket. I think it's his
Pockets
name.
more available.
No, I thought he had something.
He's got some Smurfs, but I don't know. I don't know what.
Got some alt accounts. Yeah, I don't know what their names are though.
All right. Normally we close the podcast with a random question. It is almost always involving food because that's what I'm thinking about at all times. Today, it's something that I was talking about with my friends earlier, and there are only two options to answer this question, but there is only one correct answer. Chicken wings are obviously a great food, gentlemen, but they come in two forms: drumsticks and flats. Which type of wing is the best? Panda, we can start with you because Bear is probably going to be wrong.
Well, okay. What's your definition of best like?
Like if you could only have if they go, hey, we don't do mixed here, you can order drumsticks or flats. Which one are you ordering?
I guess it kind of depends on how hungry I am. Like, flats are just easier to eat and like more efficient because you can kind of just like and then pull the bones out. I don't know. That's a pretty hard question. I'm not like a huge wing guy either, so I'd say if I had to choose one or the other, I'd probably say drumsticks.
Spends 5 minutes talking about why flats are better. Well, if I had to say,
well, okay. Here's the logic, right? Here's the logic. Flats might be better, but just based on like the scope of like your life, you're just gonna get more food out of the drumsticks, right? you get. There's more meat on them. Are you guys trolling?
Okay, all right, that's fine, but that means
more food. You get more nutrition, dude.
Okay, all right, man.
Objectively speaking, like they're just
efficiency is what you're looking for.
Yeah, the more efficient wing.
All right, if you say so, bro. BaRRa, what are your thoughts?
Okay. This is kind of a hard question for me because there's some drumsticks that are like really large meat-wise, and I don't like those because the flavor doesn't go all the way through to the bone. And those are normally the ones you get in the grocery store. Like if you make your own like wings or whatever, the drumsticks are like massive, and I don't like those. But every time I go to a wing place and I get wings and the drumsticks are small and easy to eat, I like drums better. Like every time.
How could you both be so wrong, man? What are you guys saying?
Dude, I'm not a wing connoisseur. Like, what do you want from me? Like?
Okay, well, wings are some of my favorite foods. I love wings. I love them. And I will, whatever the surcharge is to get all flats and no drumsticks, I will pay. Unless it's like literally double. That's the only way I'm not doing it, man. Flats are just superior. There is way more inedible garbage on a drumstick. You can eat every part of the flat besides the bone, but you can even eat that if you are one of those weird people. But drumsticks, like, there's so much inedible stuff near the top, man. It's just not good.
What?
I don't really know what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay, man.
Like, what
was I expecting?
What wings are you eating? Where like you just can't eat the top of the drumstick.
All right, inedible, dude.
That infomercial is like eating the drumstick. It's like, oh, not again.
Yes, that's literally me every time, man. Give me flats every single time. All right, Panda, I'm gonna give you a chance to redeem yourself here, okay? Last week we did hard shell tacos versus soft shell tacos. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. Hard shell or soft shell? Soft shell.
Okay.
Man.
Okay.
Soft shell? Okay.
But do you like hard shells?
Apart. Yeah, like I like to eat them, but I mean soft shell is just easier to eat. It'll make way less of a mess.
So here's your basically this is like me trading information to you for coming on the podcast. I'm gonna try and help you improve our podcast. I'm gonna try and help improve your life, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Here's what you do.
I'm listening.
You get when you make tacos at home, you get 2 hard shell tacos and 1 soft shell taco. And then you eat the hard shell taco over the top of your soft shell taco so that everything that falls out just goes into your soft shell taco. And then you've just got like a slightly crunchy, bonus, bigger taco at the very end.
Wait, you said 2 hard shells and 1 soft shell, but you only use one of the hard shells?
No. You eat both of them over the soft shell, right? And so things are gonna spill out.
You mean like 2 tacos?
Yeah, you get 2
like loaded. I thought you meant like 2 taco shells.
So you have 3 tacos total.
and then one soft one. I was like, what are you doing with the other hard shell?
So then you flip the hard shell. Yeah, I just like come up with the most intense like weird taco thing of all time. Listen. That's a
strat. Yeah, that's definitely a strat.
It's a good strat.
So whatever falls out hops in the soft shell. Yeah,
that's right.
That.
Try it out.
Although,
okay, go ahead.
For the most part, before we leave,
right?
If you're eating a taco, like tacos are pretty small, right? So if you have a hard shell taco, like you realize like very little bits fall out of that.
Yeah.
Like you just be mostly eating soft shell at the bottom.
Yeah, but we're cool with that, right? Like we're down to mostly just eat soft shell because soft shell is good. So it's all good, right?
Fair enough.
Now you have to ask the gorilla question.
Yeah, now I have to ask the gorilla question. Okay. Here's the real test.
I already answered this question on stream. Is it the Mifflin question?
Yeah, 100 Mifflin clones versus one angry alpha male silverback gorilla in a fight to the death. Who wins?
Okay, are the Mifflin clones like switched on for like kill switch mode or like?
Yeah, they know the stakes.
Feelings? Do they have like feelings or like whoa?
Yeah, they know this. Well, okay, they know. Think regular Mifflin, like original Mifflin, is sitting like hundreds of yards away with binoculars and can telepathically tell the Mifflin clones what to do.
Okay, I feel like. Okay, objectively speaking, the humans would win.
No, they wouldn't.
Incorrect.
It's incorrect.
That's just incorrect.
Panda.
You guys are trolling. Oh my god.
What are you talking about, man?
With hundreds of people? Okay, I'd probably say 50 Mifflins would win against one gorilla.
No way! Are you kidding me? The only possible way that the Mifflins can win is if the gorilla gets tired of effortlessly murdering them. That's the only way.
Trolling? Okay.
How do the Mifflins?
I think you guys have a skewed vision of a gorilla. A gorilla's not some like
have you
metal
fought
tank.
a gorilla before?
Basically, they are. They're tanks, bro. They're basically tanks, man. How do the Mifflins even hurt the gorilla?
Start like tearing its eyeballs out. What are you saying?
Okay, now it's blind and it's matter.
100 people. 100 people, right? They stack up on this gorilla. That's probably like a lot of pounds on a gorilla.
Okay. They are not going to coordinatedly dive directly in.
Why?
Because the gorillas aren't that big, bro. There's only so much surface area.
The people on the bottom rip his eyeballs out. He's already in pain. You think he's just gonna be like? Ooh.
All right, here's the deal. If the gorilla is sitting on the top of tilted tower, if you're able to like drop off the Fortnite bus directly on top of the gorillas, sure, okay. If we're dropping in tilted towers, that's fine. But if they have to run at this gorilla across a field, they're toast, man. They're toast.
I think you're trolling. All right, imagine this.
Okay.
You remember back in the day when the Spartans used to like line up like head to head, boom, boom, and then they would like charge?
Right.
Okay, you're telling me if there's one gorilla and 100 of those people all charging, you telling me he would just run through 100 of them instantly, not get tired?
If they don't have any tools, he'd get hit. The Spartans had spears and shields, bro. That's what made them OP.
I'm just talking like formation wise, like.
Yeah, they had their shields. That was a big part of their formation. If they're just standing there, the gorilla rips them apart, man.
I think you're trolling.
I think you're trolling.
You're
and he's never come. He's never come back on the podcast, guys.
You didn't do your research first on the podcast. That's it.
Yeah, come on. You should have been looking at like how strong gorillas are.
I told you guys. I brought this up on stream. Somebody needs to program an app that allows you to like test these sort of things, because I guarantee both of you are wrong.
I think there is like a monster. Dude, like
if 100 people can get on a gorilla, he would chow down to like 20 of them, 30 of them, right? Dead, they're gone. And then eventually, boom, one limb off. Eyeballs.
How? How do you rip off a gorilla limb, bro? What?
Like 20 people?
No way. It couldn't. They couldn't do it.
20 Mifflins would just grab an arm and just rip it off.
Not like effortlessly.
All right, you 20 get the left arm, you 20 get the right arm.
Here's the thing, man. Gorillas are smart.
20 barracudas would lose. 20 barracudas would lose because they'd be all methodical about it. You gotta get in there. You gotta get in there, get the eyes, rip them out, and then the gorilla's in pain, and then that's when you just start, going for the ribs.
Listen, as soon as one Mifflin gets grabbed by the ankle and the gorilla starts using it as a club, that's 5 or 6 Mifflins per swing that are getting taken out. You know what I mean?
Get killed from a single swing.
Yes, bro. You're swinging a
Oh
Mifflin,
my
bro.
God,
You're
you guys
dying.
are trolling, You guys are trolling.
All right, man. This podcast
You guys
was
are
good
trolling.
until we're never asking the gorilla
no.
question to a
Yeah,
guest
you guys are wrong.
ever
Dude,
again, man.
and it's worse because both of you are wrong. So if you have one person on, like, if I had another intelligent person, no offense,
Okay.
with the same opinion as me,
Listen,
I'd be able to
Panda,
argue this.
I'm gonna give you the same advice you gave Radiance. Get a grip, man. Get a grip. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for watching the podcast. As always, make sure you give us a rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you're following the whole Prediction channel. They've got a whole bunch of great podcasts across a bunch of different esports. So make sure you guys are checking that out. And catch Pandacat on Twitch, just twitch.tv/Pandacat, right, PCat?
Yeah.
Yep. Catch him on the late night queues, and maybe he'll be getting sniped again. Who knows? Impossible to tell. Thanks for watching, and BaRRa, you know what to do.
Bye.
That was a good one.
Thank you.